Good evening. Something that's interesting to me is a conversation that I had with a man one time who, it was just a casual conversation that we were having, but he mentioned in passing that he had this recurring daydream where he was the hero, where he played the hero, and people came back to him years later and were thanking him for the fact that he saved their life, or that because of him and the difference he made for them, that they were, able to have a successful life or whatever. And he just mentioned that casually in passing, but at the moment that he said that, a bunch of dominoes fell into place for me. Because I knew this man and I knew his life. And so I asked him at the same time, I said, have you ever seen that theme occurring in your real life? And his immediate reaction was, oh, that's too painful. I don't even want to think about that. And shut the conversation down right there. But I thought it was interesting. It's just a daydream. But yet I could see immediately that theme has been running his whole life. And he's lived his whole life trying to be the hero. And the grief and the sadness that I felt for that. Because what happens when you can't? What happens when you can't be the hero? When things happen, what does the hero do? How does he hide? How does he avoid the things and the places where he can't be the hero, where it doesn't work? What does that look like? It just made me so sad. And it made me wonder, what are your daydreams? And can they tell us more than we think they do? And is that a place where we're willing to go? Because I think there's freedom on the other side of that. There's freedom on the other side of asking those questions and being willing to hear the answer. And for that man, there would be freedom in facing that question with curiosity, not with shame or judgment or fear, but just to notice what's been going on and what's going on inside of him. It's worth asking, and it's worth finding out, because sometimes when we face those questions with gentleness, grace, and curiosity, we find freedom on the other side. And that man could find freedom from having to be the hero. Something worth thinking about.